All aboard the news train, everybody. We actually have some tech news today. Some exclusive leaks, so hop on. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Only 25% of you have notifications turned on. So go ahead, fix that. Don't worry, I'll wait. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Front Page Tech, FPT. Just kidding, nope. We don't have time for shenanigans today. We have a lot of news to jump into, a lot of things to cover, so let's do it. All right, so first up for the day, story numero uno. What was it? I forget. Oh yeah, this thing. Over on Weibo. Somebody teach me. How do you say that? Anyway, it's a popular Chinese social network. Lots of great stuff gets posted there. Like this, Uncle Pan, an account that has admittedly a very mixed track record, posted that the new Apple Watch Series 7 will be getting a slight size increase, going from 40 to 41 millimeters on the small and from 44 millimeters to 45 millimeters on the big. For those of you who can't math, because math is hard, that is a 1 millimeter size increase on both. Now, again, this post is not in English, if you couldn't tell, but it roughly translates to, I vaguely think that the two models of this year's Apple Watch Series 7 are 41 millimeter and 45 millimeter in size. The old and the new models have common straps. Because I know that was probably your next question, so yes, the good news is, the watch bands that you have, that you've been using for your Apple Watches over the years, maybe you have a little tiny collection, all of those will still work with the new one. Because, again, small size increase, just 1 millimeter, not enough for your watch bands to notice. Now, even though the source of this, like the person giving us this leak, is kind of iffy, the information itself does make sense. Obviously, we gave you your first look at the brand new redesign back in May, and if you've been paying attention, over the years, Apple has increased the size of the watch with every new redesign. It also makes sense because, well, we expect some new materials to be used for this display, as well as the display panel itself being a bit flatter. So yes, a 1 millimeter increase makes sense to accommodate that panel. But you know what else is about to have a size increase? My bank account. Hey, it's summer, which means you're probably just leaving your balls hanging out. Which is what you're doing if you're not using a VPN. Don't let everyone see your balls. Right now, WeVPN has their summer sale going on. Get 74% off and 3 months of free service with the purchase of a 2-year plan for only $259 a month. Not only is WeVPN my favorite VPN of all of them, they also now unblock over 350 plus streaming services. That's more than any other VPN. Protect yourself online, don't let your ISP trace you, and unblock all of your favorite streaming services. Make sure to click that link below to get started, and of course, a huge thanks to WeVPN for supporting the show. Oh, hey, welcome back. All right, so before we jump into the bigger exclusive leak for the day, we do have another small story. Small one, just small. Chinese website IT Home posted this screenshot, which is a screenshot of another Chinese website, a Chinese retailer that accidentally revealed the launch date for iPhone 13. But from what I've seen, it seems like this story has been muddied up a bit. Like the website that posted it, as well as some other news outlets, are sort of confusing the translation here, I think. So let me clear this up for you based on information that I have from my sources, because I can quickly corroborate some of these dates. First off, no. The iPhone 13, at least from what I know, is not launching on the 17th, like you may have heard. Instead, pre-orders are happening on that day. The launch, like when the phone actually ends up in people's hands and in stores, will be the 24th. Got it? Okay, so here's what to expect if everything goes to plan. If things happen like they usually happen, you will see virtual event invites on Tuesday, September 7th. The event itself should happen on Tuesday, September 14th, then pre-orders on that Friday, the 17th, and then boom, in your hands the following week on Friday, September 24th. At least, you know, that's what I was told. But I was also told that a MacBook Pro was coming at WWDC. So, okay, so last up for the day, we posted an exclusive over on frontpagetech.com yesterday. The report was about how Apple has a bunch of employees, like a lot of employees, testing new Face ID hardware. From what we've been told, the tests are heavily focused on making sure that Face ID works even if you're wearing a mask And even if you're wearing a mask with your glasses all fogged up, because that is a personal nightmare of mine. I don't wear glasses on the show to avoid glare and stuff, but in real life, when I'm being a regular human, I do wear glasses, and every time, it never fails, when I'm wearing a mask and glasses, I cannot do. I have to take my glasses off because my glasses instantly fog up. The interesting part is that they are using iPhone 13 hardware to do the testing. See this? This is a prototype case that fits around the iPhone 12. At least that's what the employees are testing on. Inside this part of the case is the same sensor and camera array that is coming in the iPhone 13. We know this because we did the measurements, and it matches the iPhone 13 CAD files that we obtained from sources and made public like a couple months ago. Yes, that is stupid, but that is an actual thing that I did on the show. I made available publicly for the first time ever actual CAD files for an unreleased iPhone. I'll link them down in the description again if you want them, but they are labeled, for legal reasons, not iPhone 13. They are labeled generic smartphone and generic smartphone Pro. Nice try, lawyers. See how the prototype array is narrower and the front-facing camera is on the left side, unlike the iPhone 12, where it's on the right. Again, this matches the CAD files that we have for the iPhone 13. And because this test is happening at such a large scale, that way they're able to collect the most data possible. Like seriously, there are a ton of Apple employees that are participating in this test. This prototype case with the new sensor and camera array that will be in the iPhone 13, this case is being given to those participating employees instead of giving them a full unreleased iPhone. So to be clear, the hardware itself is finalized and will be shipping in iPhone 13. They're collecting as much data as possible for this test and performing these tests, I believe, so they can tweak things in software later on. I was given images and videos of like a lot of prototypes, but instead of making any of those images public, I opted not to do that, and instead sent the images and videos of about 75 different prototypes to Renders by Ian, and he whipped up these bad boys just to quickly show you what we saw. This was just the best way to ensure that the sources were protected because the actual prototypes have some identifying marks on the units. Internally, Apple employees that are participating in these tests are being asked to wear masks and glasses to test the new hardware. Some tests are being conducted with masks on and off. Others are conducted with glasses on, glasses off. Basically, every combination that you could think of, every scenario, indoor, outdoor, all of that. Now, to be clear, because this is an important distinction, employees that are performing these tests with these prototype units are being asked to set up Face ID without a mask on. Nothing on their face when they set up Face ID. This is important because we've previously seen workarounds where people set up Face ID while wearing a mask. Like maybe they set up an alternate look and they wear a mask for one of them in an effort to get Face ID to work when they're wearing a mask. This is not that. You begin the testing by scanning your face without any obstructions, and the tests themselves introduce the obstructions. According to what we've been told, Apple has put a very heavy emphasis on testing the new array with foggy glasses, taking care of that exact scenario that I talked about where I wear my mask and my glasses, but my glasses 100% of the time fog up and get awful. Don't know how that works though. Don't know how they... Probably witchcraft, that's what I'm guessing. Now, since the employees that we spoke with were just the ones performing and participating in these tests, they were unfamiliar with what technological changes have been made hardware-wise to the camera sensor array, and they were not sure if this feature would immediately be available on iPhone 13 like when it's announced, especially since the tests, from what we know, have been recent. We are, however, confident in saying that they are performing these tests with iPhone 13 Face ID hardware, finalized iPhone 13 Face ID hardware. And all of this suggests at least a couple things to us. Number one, this is for sure Face ID 2.0. Like, this is a totally revamped and updated sensor array. So that's certainly something to look forward to in the new iPhone 13. I'm sure it'll be faster and just better overall. But also, assuming that this is not a feature that launches with iPhone 13, it would not be disingenuous to suggest that this could roll out in a future software update for iPhone 13 users. You know, one of those things where Apple launches the capable hardware, but then gives it more functionality and software later on. So, you know, there you go. I feel like that was a lot of information. I hope it made sense. I also feel Like this episode was like a half hour long. I hope not. If it is, hello ad money. What?